Right, gentlemen, we are live on YouTube. Your voices are now going to be transmitted into the wide world. So, you know the story. Good evening, Mr. Casey. Goeienaand, welkom. Owen, Anthony, Chris, Christer, Jordan, and Mac. Welcome, everybody. And Virtual Skycheck as well. Well, sorry, I'll confuse you with someone else. Sorry, Christer. Doesn't happen often, but it happened. And then Captain Flaps 15, Ora. Hello. Right, so. Um, I just waited for Flight Deck to Sim to finish for Zibo to release 21, and now I want to go and fiddle with it again myself. So, yeah, I had the privilege of flying this beta this morning, and it behaved very well. The only difference between this version of the Zibo and the one I flew this morning is Zibo says he fixed the save flight situation. He apparently found a bug in the flight load situation side of that. I'm not sure if I really want to try it, but let's try it anyway, maybe. I think there's a good chance we can do it. Just remind me to save a couple of places and we'll try it afterwards, see if it
You might
works.
have a job in this aircraft.
Um, well, I'm waiting for the Zibo to read the nav database because I added all the new airports in here. This is
Well,
explain. Sorry, yeah.
I'm looking at a
I
helicopter at the
know, I know,
moment.
I know. But
It's
it's
a new
also it's
version
got
of
a
Zibo.
turbine. It's got a turbine. It's not as fast as the normal Boeing, but you know, we're getting there.
and
And
it's
it's
got an
VTOL.
ESB.
Yeah, the EFB is there. We've even got a headset. You know, I can talk to ATC if I have to. Um, yeah, a couple of things. It doesn't have wheels, so we can't do a running
Do you
takeoff and so
really
on.
want to talk to ATC? That's the
Nah,
question.
nah. Coming out of Israel, we're gonna fly under the radar, man. We're gonna go to
That's
Cyprus
good
quickly.
scheme. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good idea.
I better update my gizmo again. Yeah, Chris did a very nice one. Anyway, so it's obviously done that little update for us. I'm just going to run the developer reload thingy for us so that we can get rid of that. Okay, I haven't flown in the night in a long while, and I hope you guys are going to excuse me, but I'm flying real time. I really need to get some nighttime again. Um, it's
You
not.
just wanted to check lighting effects, that's all.
Yeah, that too. Look there. Oh, you can't see it. My little bar thing is at the top there. You can't see it, but man, this it's got a nice night effect here at the back. I'll lift the camera up shortly and I'll show you now. Where is my bar overlay program? Let me quickly fill in the blanks so you guys can at least see what I'm doing. I don't even know what this thing is telling me. Flight level 340. It's a bit high for this short flight. Oh,
Well, you are going over water, so that they do tend to fly higher over water, don't
yeah,
they?
but this is such a short flight. We're going to be there for 5 minutes, then we're going to have to come down again. It's okay. We'll do it. We're
That
not
is
scared.
economics. That is how Ryanair fly. Get
Sure. Sure.
altitude and straight back down again.
Yeah.
There was one I was tracking on flight radar. I think he was at altitude for 3 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. So where's this thing now? Come on. Ryanair little thingy. There we go. All right. So starting that
Let's have
V8
a
load.
look and see what the winds are doing in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 3 minutes. That makes you wonder about the in-flight catering, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Those little girls had to perform, I tell you.
They're giving out Snicker bars.
I think at one point in time they might have started throwing them at the people. You know, they just parked the trolley and started throwing them. Here you go. Here you go. Come on, quick, 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 quick.
cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Let's do some cleaning for a minute. That's very interesting. Okay, rename this filters again. I thought by renaming the filters, I'm just going to make it easier for my own liveries to come up, but now I've sabotaged them. Damn it. Righto, flashlight, come here, brother. There we go. Ground power on. Emergency exit nav lights. My son is serenading his girlfriend or something in the background. Guys, please forgive him if you hear him. Right, okay, so I wanted to say this earlier, but didn't want to speak over Mac there. This is Explain 1141. I just couldn't go back to the other one for this flight. I just had to see this one just to get better graphics and so on. I don't know how many of you guys experienced it. Some did, some say they didn't, but it looked horrible to me in the new Beta 15. The textures stuff is just not the way I'm used to. Mac,
Yes.
this was an interesting approach to determine. Me and Chris were sitting chatting about it here. If you take one of the stars, you cannot get a proper ILS. Okay, it just works funny. It just doesn't work out proper. Okay, so I started fiddling and fiddling and fiddling, and then eventually, just by sheer chance, I found this. This is what they call ILSP. Like you see over there on the screen, you'll see it.
Right.
Okay, so it takes you directly from your transition onto the ILS. This is one ILS procedure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which was kind of interesting because I was trying to match all the stars and trying to see maybe at one point in time I said to myself, I'm going to actually just use vectors, just vector myself because this is just crazy. And the next moment I saw this. So this is ILSP for Papa with the ESERI transition. Look how nicely they did it. Very nice.
Yeah. Which just goes to show that it's been set up. If you know Cyprus at all,
Yeah.
all the flights they try to bring them in from the sea rather than over land.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you, Chris will tell you, there's territory other than Cyprus
Yes. Yeah, I
territory
know.
close by.
I know. So anyway, this was just an interesting exercise.
Yeah, no, that's just goes to show you come across modifications hit right, left, and centre.
Yeah. Thanks, Krister. I'll keep an eye out for that as well.
No doubt that. Is there an RNAV that follows that as well, Nico, or
I
not?
didn't look. No, when I found that, I stopped looking. We can check, just for intersect a little bit later on. But I gave it up for a good job when I found the good job. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Yeah, that's a quick turnout there. That's like in one go just turning. It's not take up, take off, fly, runway heading, then decide to turn. This is just get up and go. Wow. I generate my flight plans in FMS format. That's close enough over there. Yeah, Krister, that's actually an old one. You must check my new one. I'll show you my new one. Did you see my new one today? but check mine now. Look at this. Look at this. This is what you're talking about, right? This is old. This has been here for a month or 3 already, where you can actually put all these things. But I want to show you what I can do. Check what I can do. So now I actually have my flight plan in my map, and I can actually follow it. How's that?
Nice.
Yeah. Now this is not a standard Avitab thing. There's a trick to it. So I showed the guys this morning how to make it, because you have to physically go and produce it. But I'll show you guys later if you want to see this. Alright, so we're going to obviously now fly on this map, but we're going to use the normal airport map and stuff to just navigate, normally in between.
I like the way that the output is grid related, so they can put your aircraft position
Yes.
and do flight following on it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, stick around, guys. I'll teach you how to make it. It's very easy. It's free. If you do not have Little Nav Map yet, go and download Little Nav Map, because you're going to need that. I'm not going to show you how to download, install and configure it. That you're going to have to find some other videos to do for. But I'll show you how to use it once you've installed it and configured it to get this. Okay.
Is that a new version of Little Nav Map, or is that an old? It's not.
It's the function apparently, when I started investigating, has been included since October last year. So
Okay,
it's
so,
almost a
yeah.
year old since we could have done this, but I never knew we could do this. And this morning I was on the forum and I was reading, and my eye just caught it and I said, wow, why hasn't anybody told us this yet? Yeah, anyway, so there you go. I'll show you how it works. It's very easy. Alright, so how many minutes left? There's 10 minutes. Yeah, we can take it easy. We don't need to rush. Mac, I think you and I have discussed it already, and maybe some of the other guys know about this. For some reason, the altitude horn does not sound when you fly high and you need the pressurization system to work. I showed Zibo today, the pressurization system works, but there seems to be a disconnect in the code between your flight level here and this actual working of the pressurization system. So because the pressurization system works irrespective of what you put here, which is obviously wrong, we never got the altitude horn this morning. So he said he'll check the code and he'll fix it for us, but just as a matter of just want to mention it to you.
Yeah, no, that's a fair comment. I saw somebody else mention about that.
Yeah, there was a guy on the forum today that prompted me to actually include that in my earlier test. So we did that, and he just told me earlier, Zibo, that he'll go have a look, see. In actual fact, hold on, I might have the story wrong now. You know what? Let me just read what he said. Yeah, he said he'll go check the code. Yeah, no, that was right. Okay, so apparently in this version, the nearest airport list is still offline. He's still converting the code to C++. And he said there is another page, but he didn't tell me which one. That's also not working. because he's busy rewriting the code into C++. So just bear that in mind. If you come across a page or something in the FMC that's not working, he's busy working on it. Okay. He'll look at this and he'll also, well, the one thing he did fix was the safe flight situation. That we can test as well tonight, so we can see that it works. Alright. Okay.
Okay.
Ziban, if you're all watching, thank you very much. Just have to
He's,
add that.
you realise he set you a challenge. You can't land until you found out the other page that is working now.
Yeah, we'll go look for it. We'll hunt it. Alright, we've done that, we've done that.
Go on, Zibo. Keep him going. Just keep on twisting and turning.
Yeah.
Captain Hanson on the fasten seatbelt sign. Would you ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt?
He's laughing his head off now. He's thinking, what ambiguous clues can I give him?
Yeah.
And all passengers are seated.
I hope Zibo's got a sense of humour.
Oh yes, he's got a very good sense of humor. He's a funny guy when he has to be, or wants to be, yeah. He's a great guy.
Yeah, well, I hope he appreciates how many of us do appreciate him.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Right, so let us start our APU. Alright, that's going to take 35 seconds to complete. Let us see what else we need to do. Say welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your
Ground to
company.
cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. It's fine. It works. Coffee is fine. Alright, 4 minutes before we can actually go, so everybody must just hold their horses for another 4 minutes.
Oh, by the way, Nico,
Connected and
one of the
broadcast service.
reasons
Release
why
bridging
they may have chosen high altitude on this leg, if you're using current weather,
I
the
am.
winds are stronger and would create more of a headwind if you were lowered down.
Gotcha. Thank you, Krister. Three minutes.
Was that, Krista, was just the APU generator on and then you decided to shut down the APU?
Happens to the best of us sometimes. I've done it a few
Oh, it
times. Oh,
does.
damn it!
Yeah.
No power on the bus. Look at this tower. Wow.
I must try that sometime. to do the relight procedure and everything. Because if you're at very high altitude, you have to come down from
Yeah.
max altitude before you can do an engine relight.
Yep. Right, 2 more minutes, guys, then we can go.
Okay, Chris, so I was just thinking of the worst case scenario, that was all. But we've all been there. Start one engine, turn the generator on, and then forget to turn the second one on when the second engine starts.
Yeah, it happens.
Your seat back, tray table are up, and carry-on baggage is under a seat.
Smoking is not allowed at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the laboratories may result in a fine.
U.S. law requires
All I want is
passengers to
that
comply
view.
with all
How
times
difficult can it be?
I was actually just thinking, Krista, I don't know the capabilities of the 737, whether you could do a windmill start.
Life rafts are located in ceiling compartments. Each cabin
That's
exit
better for
door and
takeoff.
some exits over the wings are equipped.
Cody Defcon Mac, come tell us.
I'll save that for perhaps some light reading when I go to bed.
Yeah.
But most engines, even when they're windmilling, if they're at high altitude, the density of the air isn't enough, so the fuel flow air mixture with the igniters aren't enough to relight. I don't have experience of high bypass jet engines. My practical experience is limited
Starting to
to
spec, and you may
low
start engine.
bypass. It's air density that can cause a problem. You just don't get big enough oomph from the engine to get the igniters start far from cold.
Hello, Sentinel. Welcome, welcome.
Out of interest, is there any real 737 pilots around today? Well, I do have a question regarding this relight business.
I've not actually seen one today. Yesterday we had call here.
Yeah, I'll just ask.
Yeah.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Connecting to. Stand by.
It's all right. My question was, the aircraft I've worked on, obviously they all have 2 igniters. But if ever you had to change an igniter or igniter box, the subsequent flight had to include a test for the operation of the igniter at
Okay, the cabin is
altitude.
secured. Have a good flight.
You can do all the ground checks you want, but because the density of the area is totally different, the spark is much harder to produce. Or should we say, the igniter doesn't always work at
So it's disconnected. That
altitude,
white
even
then
if
has
it
been
does
removed.
on the
Hand
ground.
signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
That used to be the case. Electronics will have played a big ball in the change on that.
Captain Pepcar, good day. Right, so there is the little card, there's the light, taxi light, got all the other lights. We can get rid of the wheel well light now. There's our pin and 1, 2, 3 on our flaps. We've got to go. Well, Captain Pepka, that is where you're going to get the most G-force. So if you're going to, or if you are a person who likes that kind of thing, please enjoy, my friend. I hate sitting in the back. I'd sit in the cockpit or on the wings any day, but I hate it when they put me in that last seat, you know, the crew seat at the back. Ugh, it is terrible. Don't like it.
They say it's one of the safest seats.
Yeah, but that bloody G-force when they take off, oh, it's just not fun, man. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Strangely enough, I mean, in the cockpit you don't feel any of that forces, but right there, I'll go sit there after takeoff, but yeah, don't like sitting there.
Exactly. Skycheck. Also, it's how the igniter sparks and jumps across to create the spark.
Approaching 03.
I love the lighting here. It just looks so cool. I forgot to do something. I'm going to pause over to reload quickly.
Well, you've got a left and right for definite because you've got the option to select it, Krista. I would imagine only 2.
Captain Pepka, I don't know if that's a good idea because we don't know anything yet, and the guys who know anything will not tell you anything, so it's just going to be a bunch of gossip. We can try chat about it, but I'll shut it down if it, doesn't fit into the spirit of the stream anymore. So go for it. Put out what you need to put out, and let's see. For sure, for sure. It all depends on the amount of money you're willing to throw at it, you know, because each one of them will have different resource requirements depending on the level that you want to fly them as well. So there's like 6 choices in the beginning that you need to make, you know, 3 on the computer side and 3 on the software side. Well, it depends on what you call all airports, because all airports will be there, but not all airports will be of high quality. So you're going to get a whole bunch of reasonable quality to good quality airports with certain versions, but the rest is just going to be plain like always. Right, I think that kind of takes care of most of what we need to do here. Let's get our weather on. I don't think we need the terrain, but just as a matter of interest, we are squawking already.
Come on, hurry up. I want to get to Cyprus. I want my brandy sours before the bar closes.
I've got it on good authority. They'll wait for you at the airplane. Just as you get off, you'll get it.
Thank you very much.
Kent, welcome. Thank you so much, and thank you for introducing yourself. Exactly, Jordan. All the airports will be there, but the quality will vary. And
approaching.
You know, some are still going to look kind of sad, unfortunately. That's just how it is, and that is why guys like Orbex and Flight Tampa and all these other guys are still going to make a lot of money, because that's what they do.
The only thing that I consider worth mentioning about FS 2020 is the fact that so many developers are putting hold projects for P3D and X-Plane so that they can go chasing the money for 2020 add-ons.
Yeah. Right, guys, are you ready? Can we go?
I sadly will not be able to fly until Sunday. I'm heading to Niagara Falls here in the next hour for the weekend to visit my mom.
Ooh, my speed brake was apparently on
80 knots.
Tut, tut, tut.
the hell?
Is no one else flying the route?
V1, rotate.
I'm not sure. Nobody else said that they're flying.
You've been flying in or something?
Pity, so I can't check my FS Cloud.
Yeah, this is my X-Plane 1141. It doesn't have the
400
FS Cloud yet, so I'm stuck. I wouldn't be even able to show you mine. Krister! Shh! 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 Look at this. Look at the clouds. There it's fading. You see the light? The SkyMax Pro clouds, when you shine your landing lights on it, they actually reflect. Look there. Look, look, look. Look how cool that looks. Wow. That is so cool. Sentinel, that's not something that you're asking about, the speeds and the calculations of the speeds, that I can tell you just quickly. That is a whole lesson in itself, because you're talking about the air density and all kinds of weird things that needs to come into play there. So we'll have to schedule an appointment for something like that, eh? Look at these clouds. Wow. That's just so.
I must admit that's pretty good.
Yeah, love it.
That's
was
your
quite neat.
Sky Max Pro helping that, is it?
Yeah, that's the Sky Max Pro feature.
Where was the light on that engine coming from then, Nico?
Is the wing lights.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I was just thinking that it's probably a bit intensive, but I don't know. I've not flown in a 737 at the time.
Guys, my after takeoff checklist and stuff happens a little bit later. I did not disengage the seat belts before 10,000 feet because the climbs are usually too steep and people tend to fall over anyway if you climb too steep. So the climb is a bit more gradual after 10,000 and things like that. Besides, this is my airline, my SOP. I bought the plane. My house, my rules. You know the story?
What? I'm sorry, if you need to go to the toilet, can you just cross your legs for a few more minutes?
Yeah.
Chris,
We'll send the pot around. You can use the little plastic pot.
Those that need to go to the toilet during takeoff obviously spent way too much time in the premium lounge.
Oh yes. Alright, so just as a matter of interest, while we've got this, there's your map. See, it's following the route now. That's so cool.
Whoa, when did that happen?
Today.
Is this with the new Zibo or Avitab?
None. This is something you make on the outside. This comes from little nav map and then I just imported it into the Avitab.
Cool.
Christer, I can! I promise you, I can! Oh, definitely my stewardess.
But there was a limitation
Yeah,
in that route.
Yeah, there is a what's his name? Altitude restriction.
Yeah.
But that's cool, eh, Jordan?
I think it looks amazing. That's awesome.
And during the daytime, if you set your little nav map to show the sun shading, all right, like now, we're flying at nighttime, so it gives you the darker map, and if you're flying in the daytime, it gives you a brighter map.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that later.
I'll show you. I'll show you guys. A couple of guys here on stream have asked. I did show the people on this morning's stream but we can do it now as well. Let's just quickly go through the motions here to satisfy all these people who need to go to the loo. Run. You've got 10 minutes. Give me stories. Alright, okay, so how it works is this. Let's start from the beginning. Right, we are going to start with our OFP. So whether you use little nav, whether you use SimBrief via SimBrief standalone or whether you use it via STKP, it's irrelevant. What you need to do is you need to find this routing section, and then you just copy everything there. You don't actually want the runway designators. We'll remove them just now. So what you do is you highlight it and you copy it. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to find little nav map and fire it up. Right, so there's little nav map. Then we're going to go to flight plan. New
We don't see it on your screen.
No, it's coming. It's coming. Remember, I'm 8 seconds early on
Delay.
Discord.
A delay, yes.
Yeah. Tell me when you can see it.
I can see it.
Right, so then just rephrase. Flight plan, new flight plan from route description. Then you paste that string in there. Just go and remove the runways. You don't want the runways in there. Okay, and then you click on read route description. Okay, and then create the flight plan. Right, so if you go look at your map now, there it is. So all you have to do is zoom in to the level where you want it to be. Okay, so you move it kind of like to the middle, something like that. Okay. Maybe a little bit more if you want. It all depends on you. Right, now you've got it. Then what you do is you click on File, and here it says Save Map as Image for Avitab. How's that? Click on it. The current map is what we want. Say OK. It automatically opens your Explain Resources plugin Avitab Maptile Metacore folder, and all you do is you save it. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to put the PNG in there as well as an SJON file. Okay. Once you've saved it, you can close it. We don't need it. Okay. And then what you do is, you come to your Avitab, you go to Map, you select the menu, and you see there is Metacore. So you select Metacore, and you select the one that you want. There you go. And then you can obviously,
very cool.
You can click that button, and then it will obviously follow the map.
What's your version of the little nav map out of interest, Nika?
This one is the. Now you ask me. Hold on. I'm gonna have to start it up again. 245. 2.4.5.
Yeah, that's right. I've got the latest one. Thank you.
No worries. Alright, okay, Kent, the only reason it happens is because you did not check your legs page. I made exactly the same mistake. I never noticed it in the legs page. As the pilot in command, you are actually supposed to read through the legs page, remove duplicates or inconsistencies, or whatever, you know, it's your job. So the only reason it happens, my friend, is unfortunately because you didn't check it. So what sometimes happen is the same waypoint will be part of your flight plan as well as part of your star, and that's where the duplicate comes from. So it reads the flight and it reads the star. It's not intelligent enough to discern there's a problem. That's where the pilot comes into. You're gonna have to fix that. And thank you, Sentinel.
And that's why there's always a cross-check on your pre-flight where one pilot or the pilot monitoring calls out the flight plan. The pilot who didn't put the flight plan in double checks it.
Yeah. Exactly. Christer, there are other ways of doing the VFR thing as well. I actually have maps here, the GeoTIFF maps. Alright, so you can see there I've got quite a few different VFR maps. So if you select those maps, there you can see there is, it's a GeoTIFF map. It comes, I think, from NOAA or the FAA. I'm not sure. One of them issued it. I actually think it's the FAA now that I mention it. I don't think NOAA would do that, but it just, I just didn't think fast enough. So what happens is if you get a GeoTIFF, you can also read it, and you can then also have your aircraft follow it. The reason I got these maps was for the helicopter. Now, I know you like flying the helicopter as well, right? And I mean, I've also got, like, I think there was an Anchorage one and things like that. There's Caribbean Fairbanks, was the other one, sorry. Then the Grand Canyon, where we flew that other time. You see, there is a few of them that I've got here that I actually got, I think, straight from the FAA. Alright, so if you can get a GeoTIFF, you can do the VFR actual maps, or if you know how to make your own GeoTIFF. Otherwise, the best alternative is to use your little nav map and just make the Mitacor. And then you just select the correct one, you know, Bob's your uncle, and there you go. Sentinel, I don't know, brother. Maybe tomorrow night. Why don't we do a St. Bart's tomorrow night? How many of you guys are going to fly tomorrow evening?
Not sure, having a birthday tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, because what I'm thinking of, you know, we've been flying Zibo so much, why don't we make a little bit of a VFR evening tomorrow evening our time, and we go fly real time in St. Bart's with some props, you know, take it up as a challenge with FS Cloud, and we fly from St. Martin to St. Bart's, and we see we can do that steep landing over that hill onto that short runway. How's that?
Yeah, give a sign on Discord. I can look if I have time.
Alright, okay, cool. Owen will do that. Pontius Pilot, lovely name, that one. Thank you so much, I appreciate what you're saying. Yeah, I'll have to think about that one. I can probably do something like that. Do a VOR with the standby instruments. We can look at something like that. Alright, so if you guys, look, there's already 2 guys that says they might not make it, so maybe we should make it Sunday afternoon then, our time. Let's go do the VFR thing Sunday afternoon, so tomorrow we still keep to the Zibo. Sunday afternoon it's more relaxed, we can get more people involved, and we hit the Caribbean. I think so. Okay, I'll put something like that on Discord and get the guys' attention. Right, look at where our top of climb and top of descent is. It's literally with each other. Let's quickly climb. Just climb a bit faster. Max rate, come on. Hey Joe, thank you so much, my friend. Much appreciated.
1,000 to go.
I'm glad Captain Flaps 15. I'm glad you guys find me. Yeah, that flies as well, eh? So there we go. There we are at our cruise altitude. Our descent will be down to 2,100 over there. Our decision altitude will be, altitude will be 240. I've just tuned the ILS frequency. Let's just check the course quickly. 285. Okay.
Before you get to top of descent, did you want us to do a load save?
Save, yeah, let's do that. Thank you, Mac. Okay, saved.
And then perhaps do one on the RNP part somewhere before you get to the ILS.
Absolutely. Okay, gents, I'll be with the chat in a second. I just need to quickly concentrate and get all of this done, and then I will attend to you guys. Sorry for the hold up. Just need to make sure I'm ready for this to happen. Okay. Hey, Sergeant. Sorry, brother. You can see I'm a bit tied up. My hands were were full, so we are okay now. We can chat. Welcome. Are we making steady progress? Season altitude is 9,000. Oh, okay. Okay. Cole, welcome. Oh, you're flying the beta of the FFA 350. Yeah, a couple of guys here are talking about it as well. As God intended. Awesome. Yeah, bro, there's only one Zibo. Right, I think we are ready. We are set. Seatbelts on.
Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly.
Carl, glad you're here. We wanted your input from earlier.
Hesitating like this. What the hell's happening?
Lima, Charlie, Papa Hotel, airport information, Papa 1900, Zulu, weather, wind 325 at 4, visibility 10,000, sky clear, temperature 24, dew point 19, QNH 1005. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Papa. Lima.
Man, it's dark when you fly in the night over open water. Damn it, it's dark.
Gotta go. You go have a good stream, sir. I am off to Niagara Falls for the weekend.
Alright, well enjoy.
You guys take care.
Don't take the battle, please. Oh, he's got money. I have TK lights for the initial lights around the aircraft. I'm not sure how many miles they stretch, and then I've got extended night lights for the rest. In terms of the sky, nothing, but that's what I use for the ground. In this version of my Explain, I have the Vivid preset included in X-Vision. That's the only other modification I have here. Slowly getting there. Wow.
Did Jordan say he was going to the Niagara waterfalls?
Yeah, Niagara waterfalls. Yes.
The Niagara, yeah.
That's why I said don't get in the battle, but he was already gone.
Yeah, but what time is he going to bed now then?
No, well, on his side of the world, it's like our time less 6 or 7 hours, depending on where exactly
Yeah,
he
so
is.
4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes for him to drive there. Maybe an hour. I don't know.
Oh, he's going there now?
Yes. Yeah.
Remember, he's in Canada.
Yeah.
Do you know where he lives?
I think he stays in
Yeah.
Toronto, so it's not like he's driving half the country. You know, it's just down the road.
Toronto.
There we have some lights. That looks familiar. This is quite a pleasant little flight. Mac,
Yeah.
I'll save another flight just round about, or maybe just before that waypoint over there.
I was going to say either just before it or just after it. Yeah. Or might do one now and one after.
Yeah,
One
we've got
when
enough
you're on
spots.
the RNP and one before it. because you only want to see if it loads. You haven't got to fly it.
Yeah. You know me, I just want to fly. The moment I restore it, I want to fly again. That's my only problem. But I've saved
Right,
one now.
in that case, if you do one on that next leg of the RNP, then it's not so far to land it.
Yeah. I've got number 1 and 2 saved. We can do 2 more. We'll do one after and then one on sort of like finals or something.
Just before finals, okay. I was only thinking that will confirm, you know, what supposedly checked, but if you're not careful, we'll have to start a spreadsheet of all these different things that we got to do and checked and all the rest of it.
Right, so number 3 is saved. And then we'll do one somewhere there. I don't know, something front, maybe just after that waypoint. So it's not too soon, just after that waypoint, after the next deceleration point. It appears to be the moon, yes. The mouse had some of that cheese. Oops.
I suppose that sort of like half moon rising above the Troodos Mountains.
Krista. Yeah, I've just saved number 4 now, so it's putting a bit of extra stress on the save function.
1,000 to go.
Get ready. Very perfect. Is our go around altitude 2000.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Approaching 29.
Bit of a wiggle in the wind there.
300, approaching minimums.
Landing.
200, minimums. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Phew. That was
1,000 feet remaining.
Can't complain at that. Didn't even spill Krista's beer.
No.
Yeah, nice one, Nico.
Thank you so much.
Not so much, you said?
I said thank you so much.
Oh.
I'm looking for this turn off. Must be honest, I don't see it. According to the chart, there should be a turn off here. Check. Ah, there we go. There it is. Sorry, I missed it earlier. Thank you, Krister. Alright, let's just park here and clean up. Actual fact, let's leave you one just a taxi. Okay, I almost made a mistake. I almost wanted to restart the flight now. What I'm gonna do is just taxi and log it for the VA before I lose it. Then I have to do it again, which I won't mind, but just do it properly. Oh yeah, for sure, very, very stable. Also, from all the testing I've done, I mean, I cannot report any bad thing. The stuff that was wrong and that Zibo has fixed is not this kind of stuff that will make it unbearable to fly. You can definitely fly it. The initial thing that he fixed for me and for everybody else, basically, I'm talking gibberish now. The big thing he fixed in this version now is obviously the safe flight function, which we're going to test and make sure that it's okay just now. The other issue with the altitude horn not working, that is still a work in progress. He'll attend to the code and see what's wrong there. So, but yeah, very stable.
I'm trying to remember what the original thing was he fixed in the beta alpha you tried.
I'll have to go back in my notes. Got the minutes. I'm tired, man. I'm already getting tired now.
Yeah, I was just trying to think. There's several things that have been fixed in this, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm so glad I did a night flight. I hope you guys don't mind on stream, but really sometimes I just have to do a night flight as well. I'm getting rusty. It's different judging the landing and the flare and everything at night, so I really need to do more night landings. I held on to my throttle a little bit long in this landing, so I've just went over those piano bars. Alright, brakes are set. Unfortunately, I have to switch the engines off. So, to lock my flight. Go.
I've just remembered before you hit load, you've got to have your engines running again.
I know. That's why I said unfortunately I have to switch it off. Hundred and 8 foot per minute. Okay. Right, well we at it. Let's see what the boss says. So, approach -1 star. I did something wrong again. Probably too heavy again. Overload landing. 250 knots below 6,000. Yeah, we were a bit faster. Okay. Okay, so let's start this. Engine back up. Too heavy, Krister. Too heavy for the landing. If you looked at your landing weight, you would have seen, and I did see it, but I ignored it. It turns like an orangey, yellowish color, and it tells you it's overweight. You have to have everything in the green. So my landing weight was just a little bit too much. But, I mean, this is what the VA tells us to fly with in my own defense. And I just go what they say. I mean, it's not like we're breaking anything, really. In the real world, I'll be more careful. But this is just for fun. You see exactly what I do.
I'm an FS Cloud, Nico.
Okay, but I don't have FS Cloud in this version of my simulator, sir.
Oh,
so
you told me. Sorry, you told me before. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Wish I could help you right now. Right, so engines are running. Let's go for load flight number 1. Thinking.
When you think how long a replay takes to go back, Nico, I don't think it's going to be a quick find, is it?
No.
1,000 to go.
Takes a bit to load. So it's complaining about an off-schedule descent. Shouldn't. Well, the pressurization system auto failed. There, settle.
Ah.
That little is bounce, bounce, down. Right, well, that's just one small issue. Okay, the other issue is there you can see. So it's like off. We can see that we actually have our flight plan, everything loaded, because that's one of the things the previous.
Looking, you're right on max of pressurization as well, if you look.
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's because of that failure there. It doesn't want the reset. So.
It's dropping down slowly.
There we go.
But
There we go. I got it. I just had to keep it open longer. It should fix itself. It's still
Hang on,
climbing.
you've got lights above now. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, you're back in control again.
According to this, the pressure is building, which is not what it's supposed to do.
Well, your pressure inside the cabin's now dropping. Look.
Yeah, ram door is fully open. Yeah, now it's dropping. Okay, but that one says we're climbing. Okay, so well we've got it. There it should be something. Interesting. There you go. Ram door's closed now. So there it's dropping now. It's not climbing anymore. All right. Okay, that was an interesting thing.
Right. Well, the only thing now is if you try the next point and see if it sorts itself out, because it will reset all that data, or whether it's a repeatable fault.
Yeah. Well, I've clicked on load flight too, so let's see.
Because this should be on descent this time, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Not repeating. time it's even got my VORs. Oh no, it's not. It needs to go up. Safety now position. It's on. The function is working. The switch is not.
What's the pressurization doing?
That's perfect. Jump to flight 3 now. Perfect.
And it's knocked the VORs off again.
Yeah. Function is still working, but not the switch.
Hello.
Hello, are you awake? Are you okay?
Yes, thank you. Had about 3 hours.
Good. Stress levels under control.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, John.
Thank you. I feel better for 3 hours.
Sentinel, welcome back. No, this is actually a replay, sir. This is, well, a retry, not so much a replay. We already landed once. We are now testing the safe flight situation, which seems to be working rather well. What I'm going to do is let's land it, just for Sentinel's sake. We'll give it another bash, see if we can land as good or what's going to happen now. And then we quickly go back and load flight 1 again, Mac.
Yeah, what's the light on the right hand? Is that flaps? No, what's the orange light? FO size.
Speed brake.
Okay. Oh, you got the speed brake out?
It was out by mistake, yes. I actually pressed the button in my stupidity.
That's all. That one? Can you just quickly go up to the pressurization panel again, Nico, please?
Oh, I just clicked the button, sorry, I was on left over it. That's perfect, Mac. Everything is fine, it's busy bleeding
Well,
out.
it's not. Look at the gauge. It's
Oh, it says it's 0. Yeah, sorry, I was just saying that one was, and then I looked
I
up.
thought it was before, but it's reading 0.
Yeah. We'll be so close to the ground, it's not going to make a difference right now.
No, but it was reading 0 when you loaded that part of the flight, I think.
Well, Zibo will check it and he'll fix it.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Good golly, I have every faith in that.
Yeah.
But if I point it out, at least you
400.
quickly look at it.
Exactly. Doesn't have to guess.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
That wasn't bad either.
80 knots.
Landed quite earlier. Much better this time. Okay. So, let's go to load flight 1. Thank you, Krister.
Sorry to be a bore. Can you update me what's going on?
You're not a bore, Uncle John, no. I'll tell you. Sorry, I'm really getting tired now, guys. We...
Zibo released Fix 21, John. And
Thanks, Mac.
Nico will tell you what it involved.
Well, Zibo fixed the load safe flight situation, and this is just exactly what we are testing right now, just to make sure that it works.
1,000 to go.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Our pressurization is broken on this safe flight on this situation. It works on number 2, 3, and 4, but number 1, she's broken.
Go to number 2 again, just to make certain it wasn't reading 0 at number 2. Although you said it would read, I'm suspicious.
Yeah, no worries. Look, we're getting hypoxia for some reason, you see there.
Yeah, see what I'm on about. Drop straight to 0.
It was good knowing you guys. Bye.
Better switch to number 4 quickly. Get down the lower.
I've clicked number 2. But it was good to know you guys. It meant the world to me.
So I think we better query pressurization somewhere along.
Look, we're at 8,000 and it still wants to kill us.
Open the window.
I think you better put that spider on your face.
Well, you can hear I'm trying. You can hear there, I'm trying, but it's not reacting. We're dead. We're dead. This thing made us dead.
Oh, no, you're back.
No, I'm not.
Oh, where was that light coming from?
Outside.
Just then?
No, it's outside. If you go
Right.
outside, then it's okay. You're not dying. Yeah, no, this pressurization
So we've
doesn't
got
save.
ghost. We've got ghost plane then.
Yeah, that oxygen is pumping there like nobody's business, but it ain't helping. Paul, come to Discord, come talk to us. Noz, no my friend, no. We're busy testing the safe flight situations.
Well, what you want now is a plane alongside you giving you an instruction and leading you in.
It's kind of key.
Are we talking to the chief steward for him to get it in?
Yeah, Uncle John, I think so. He would be a good choice right now.
There's only one problem, Krista. In Zibo, the window doesn't open.
Yeah. Well, look there. This is a new flight. And it's still trying to kill us.
Cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
I think you broke it, sir.
Yeah. I got expert advice from the dentist instead of an aircraft mechanic, you see.
I'm keeping quiet. As soon as I started watching the stream, it was all terribly wrong.
Guess why?
Oh, I couldn't start to guess why.
Reggie's here. It's his fault. I blame it on Reggie.
Paul put his fingers in the light socket and shorted out the load save situation.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
No, it's just a bug in the code. Don't worry, guys. It's not one of you. We're just dragging here. This is literally just a bug in the code. I mean, there you go.
I'm on my way to LaGuardia.
Awesome. Yeah, there you are. We are working again. So, Uncle John, are you watching the stream?
But of course.
I want to show you something. Look at my Aviv tab. Tell me, what do you see? What's different?
Colours?
No, it's got the flight path. Can you see? It's got the the colors.
Oh yes. Excellent. Muy bien. Was that the Avitab update this morning?
No, sir. No, that was me who found another post on the forum. I'll have to train you how to do that. I did show it in the stream if you want to watch it again. But it comes from little nav map, and you just make your flight plan there, and you export the little screenshot. But there's a special way of doing it.
Okay.
But it's cool. Now you can follow your flight path right here.
Look good.
Yeah.
Wonder if in real world they get something like that for when they put a flight plan in Nico.
I don't know.
I mean, we've done it with this, but presumably they could do the same.
With 4Flight you can, so I can imagine that with the stuff the real world guys have, they can do the same.
I'm forgetting about 4Flight. Yeah.
Okay, well, look here, Mac. Load save flight number 1 gives us that error. Number 2 doesn't give us that error, but number 2 at the same time does not override the error once it started. You understand? So only Zibo knows the code. Only he will be able to figure this one out. I'll just ask him and point him to watch the video and see.
Oh yeah, I mean, actually, he's got it loading again. Is something within the extra bits, yeah. I mean, nobody's been really decrying the fact that the load save situation wasn't working, or very few. So obviously not a lot of people actually use it anyway.
$1,000 to go.
I'm not saying it isn't a positive and useful feature.
No, look, I love it. I use it a lot, so...
well, anybody who doesn't want to keep on doing circuits but wants to practice their approaches and everything, it's very useful. You could also argue, if anybody's concerned that they're doing a long haul flight and they want us to do save points, you could perhaps ask whether there'd be an option to auto save it, say every 10 minutes on one of the options, so that if your aircraft crashed, you could go back and only be 10 minutes out in your flight?
A couple of guys have asked that already. I just don't know if Zibo has ever answered that question, but I've seen it a few times. I'm
Yeah,
sure
it would sort of like, it's an autosave which isn't part of X-Plane. It would be
I
a
missed
useful feature.
the dip.
Doesn't help anybody who's flying an Airbus, but it would help those flying Zibo.
Yeah, well, the Tollus has got a built-in autosave function.
Yeah, right, okay.
Right, well, this time I'm just hand flying from here on because I completely missed the approach there. I had to hit the approach button. See if I can manage to land it from this far out. Captain Rick, might happen. It might happen.
When you consider the price that sound packs cost for other aircraft, the fact that the Zibo Mod contains
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr.
this
Birch,
F-Mod
altitude
pack for free, I don't think we can really complain.
Yeah.
Approaching 29.
Looks good on a 40 inch.
400.
Yeah, I'm sure. You're lucky, man.
Pleased with it, are you, John?
Over the moon with it.
Approaching minimums. 200.
Flight slow.
Is the aircraft being 4 times bigger, 4 times heavier?
100.
John?
Everything looks bigger on the 40 inch.
50.
What I like is I don't struggle now when I have to change any of the parameters. I can see the figures.
I appreciate that.
Point, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm going to a slightly smaller screen for a while until I sort out a monitor.
80 knots.
I'm using the second monitor here.
Captain Rick, that's awesome. That's really good to know. Mac?
Oh,
Look, Captain
see?
Rick. He's
Yeah.
also a real world pilot. That's
Right.
excellent.
Captain Rick, question then, if you don't mind me asking. If
I know you got work.
on
Go,
For
Mac.
it now.
If on maintenance it's deemed necessary to replace an igniter and they do the ground checks, is it a requirement to do an in-flight igniter relight check at altitude?
On runway 29. On runway 29.
Oh, alright. I thought you meant you were a pilot. Okay, we misinterpreted that one. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, okay. So, this will have to be reported and we can continue flying as usual. There's no reason why we cannot fly this plane. There's no stability issues. VNAV, LNAV, freaking heading select, everything works. So I'm quite happy with this model. It really works very nice. Okay, then that's about it. What else can we do? Nothing. Let's just do one replay. And then we call it quits, and we'll check you guys in the morning.
Yeah, see you, Nico.
Thank you, Nico. Your efforts is much appreciated yet again.
Yep.
Always.
And
Don't
a
worry.
nice route. I flew it as well in the dark.
Awesome. Good, Owen.
I just need about 10 brandy sours now.
I even had a safe landing, Nico.
Good. Well, you go enjoy your brandy, Mac, and everybody else go enjoy whatever it is that you would like to do. I'm gonna go sleep now. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Zibo, for all your efforts. Really, really well. You did really well for us with this one again. Bjorn, it's going to be available shortly, the first 2 hours immediately, and then thereafter, if there's anything other than 2 hours, it will come, as it winds down and gets, you know, what's the right word, rendered by YouTube. Anyway, sorry, we will be back tomorrow morning, 800 Zulu, on the same channel, same place, and then we'll do a nice day flight somewhere. And then we can discuss further how we're going to do the group flights for the weekend, guys. Cheerio. Thanks for watching. Bye bye,
Cheers,
Bjorn, Captain Eric, and everybody else there. Bye bye.
There you go.